Well, it looked like on a live,
Yeah, I smile.
Michelle smile. Michelle smile. I'm seeing you a smile.
Say good morning.
Good morning.
Say good morning. Who out there?
I think the reason why Michelle and Diana smile is because they wake up this morning and see my face. See that?
We wake up this morning. Tell me that again. We wake up this morning and what, Leo?
And see my face, and that's why I know pretty smile.
Smile.
I'm glad.
We're glad to see you. When I tell a lie, we're glad to see you because the people that miss you, everybody want to know, say, book no mash you up.
Why? Me tell you something. In all the days that I've been going to college, I remember I get one essay with actually 100%. That never happened yet in my life. I always get like 95, 92, 97, but nobody never give me 100. When we see that, I say, what are they? I mean, that happened this week.
Oh, nice. Congrats. You did a good job then.
It made my week. I tell you God truth. I mean, my how much years? And yes. Let me feel good.
Well, congrats, Leo.
Cool. I'm not done the program yet.
Oh, then if you start get 100 and a full 100 from here, so go forward. We don't need no more.
It should damn well be. Actually, yes. Backside. Achoo.
Full 100 for you now. They know,
Can't get less than that. Can't get less than that.
Get less than that, we beat him.
Yeah, I forget the 100 plus the bonus points. You know, when they always say you can make 5 points bonus, you have to do all of that too.
You go class early or you clean the board.
Exactly.
Classroom.
Fuck up on the teacher. Go get the teacher water and everything there. Yeah. Extra points.
Yes.
Because you see you know, a long time you see you know by yourself. Long time.
True.
It's good
But
to
it's
see.
good. We're here to talk about all things happening on both sides of the pond. As we say, both sides of the fence, but that sounds too literal when we talk about the Integrity Commission report. So it's not both sides of the fence. Things happening in Jamaica and things happening in the diaspora is what I meant.
But hold on. I saw something somebody sent me about the UIC party that is having issues. Did you see that? That Patterson.
Them have issues already?
That Patterson quit.
But I think quit and gone JLP.
Yeah. Patterson quit. This is not PJ Patterson, it's somebody else.
Yeah, they're not related. He said they're not related.
Then the party not just start?
It just start, but they start having money problem and all and something.
But you know, Leo, on the matter of the party, we had said that we were going to call our party Jamaica First. But I see on your side of the pond that there is a particular place named something America First. We can't have that kind of that seeming alliance. No, I'm very concerned. So we consider it.
No, we can still put Jamaica First.
But people going to align it with America First. You know who had that?
Who?
All right, we talk about who for me. No want to have that alliance.
We have a good morning coming in.
So actually, you have to access somebody starting
Yes. The former president of the US, the immediate past president of the US, have a group mark America, name America First. I'm concerned. May I cry?
You can say this is not. You can say it's not Trump. But Trump you are talking about, right? Trump.
Yes.
Trump.
I didn't say Trump. I said Trump. Yeah, all right, Trump.
Yeah, and I'm seeing people there.
Okay, we have a lot of good morning. Diana is saying good morning. Good morning, Dr. Diana. Angela said, welcome, Leo, and wonderful Randy. Good morning, ladies from New Jersey. Yeah, it's raining here too. Yeah, up here they're poor. Michael said, morning, folks. Brenda Lee is already laughing. Kiki said, good morning. Diane said, good morning, panel. Kiki said, watching from Vanuatu, as I pronounce. Where's
Vanuatu or
that?
Manatu?
She said Vanuatu. Where's that?
Oh, that sounds like one Indian place.
That
Yeah,
sound
tell us.
for. Well, we know that sound for. She need to tell where our
Or
for
it
that.
sound like Canada.
So like Asia, Leo.
Dana said good morning, audience. VM said good morning, everyone. Donna said good morning, Michelle, Diana, and Leah. Also a pleasant good morning to my fellow viewers. Anne said good morning from Florida. Garvin said good morning. And Diana said watching from Canada.
But look at this.
Jamaica,
Oh my
born.
God. It says it's a place, a country in Oceania. Which part Oceania is it?
See, they know we don't know. We need geography map.
Tell me more.
We need her on.
Wow.
We need that person onto the show. No.
Yes,
Come
that
on
person
the
have to come to which part
Yeah.
that day.
Which
Come
part
on the show
ever?
right now. Yeah.
So far we don't reach. We're wide. We're large. We're large.
Where is Oceania? Where is Oceania?
Then Ocean reach. Oh, them reach down there.
A Jamaican.
There
Then
is.
they're everywhere.
All right, so
Everywhere.
inbox our and ask or inbox the person they contact to come on, because I really want to know, because I might have want to go down there too.
Vanuatu.
You know more.
It's Oceania. It have an African flag. It's green, gold, and black. Green, gold, and black. Wow.
Wow, interesting. Brenda Lisa, let's investigate.
Yes.
Faye said, good morning, ladies and Leo, watching from Florida. Anne said we are everywhere. Macy said good rainy morning from Orlando. Yes, raining here in Jacksonville all night and day.
Oh, is that right? Oh, we don't.
Yeah, not good.
I just had to turn on my air conditioner. Is Mr. Sweat? Jesus.
Really?
Yeah. Hot like the hell down here.
Well, so hot down here. we usually think with the hail, but really so hot this morning. It's a little bit overcast, some clouds.
Okay. What the person's name from Vanuatu?
Kiki.
Kiki?
Yeah.
K-I.
Donovan said, really? You don't know your geography? No, Donovan, tell us more.
Donovan, you did know that from a long time.
Exactly.
I think I'm the only know it all up here.
Donovan, I call imposing knowledge and supposing. Anybody on YouTube?
Yes, having a flash. Let me go over YouTube.
Hot flash.
Oh, that must be what's going on with me. Okay, because the ear on, I'm still hot.
And so we are a little overcast here in West Palm Beach. That I've said everyone knows. Okay.
Oh my God.
Let me look at YouTube.
So what go on? Me boss up on the show this morning. No, say me I come on.
No.
And I hear talk about what's on the table this morning.
All right, whole heap of things on the table this morning. I'm going to read a few items. So let us start with a report from the Integrity Commission. And this is from Thursday's paper. 2 former ministers of national security, the Jamaica Labour Party's Montague and the PNP's Bunting, have been identified by the Integrity Commission as allowing people of questionable character to be issued with firearm licenses. In a special report of investigation concerning acts of impropriety, irregularity, and corruption in the issuance of firearm users' licenses to persons of questionable character, released to the media by Parliament, the Commission also bashed 2 former boards of the FLA and suggested that a former deputy chairman, Dennis Measures, could face charges for his role in the granting of a firearms license to a relative. So that came out from the Integrity Commission, said that the ministers, in summary, in a summary of the questionable approvals, the Commission says firearm users' licenses were granted to individuals who were convicted for drug-related offenses in at least 13 instances. 2 firearm user licenses were granted to individuals who were convicted for lottery scamming and or fraudulent offenses in at least 4 instances. Number 3, firearm user licenses were denied and subsequently granted to individuals who were convicted for violent crimes in at least 7 instances. And it lists a whole number going down. It numbered 11. Firearm users were denied and subsequently granted to individuals who the FLA investigator stated were involved in other illegal activities in at least 10 instances. And I have named just a few. The commission noted that for security purpose, it has withheld the names of the firearm users who were so granted these exceptions. The commission,
look at that.
Yeah.
I got this.
Yes.
It's a letter from the Prime Minister's office.
Mm-hmm.
It says, late this evening on March 11th, I met with Minister Robert Montague, who tendered his resignation with immediate effect. Minister Montague expressed that it was a privilege to have had the opportunity to serve at the highest level of government.
So am I to take an admission of guilt or in this resignation?
No, I don't think so. I think he's just taking time, as he said, to go fight this case. And
So he's just stepping aside to fight it. It's not because he's doing the right thing then. So we're not to take that from the...
I want to take that. I just think he's going to, clear his name, do whatever he must to clear his name, because he has had a few little scandals along the way, like every couple months. So he has a lot of things to clear up. So I don't think it's innocent, and he's just, I don't know, that's just my opinion.
Let me tell you what is concerning to me in this, right? What is concerning to me is that the FLA does not have the balls to stand up against the wishes of a minister who seeks to give a license to somebody that they said they should not have the license. So if you are a licensing authority, right, and somebody comes in and applies for license, and you do your investigation and found that this person has a record, right? Why then would you give the person a license? Why would you give the person a license? You would not. But somebody choose to override it, which means the FLA has no use.
Well, the individual...
That is my concern.
It is concerning though, Leo, because it's not so much that the FLA doesn't have any use, because if you look at the deputy director of the FLA, he too acted in breach and gave his family member. So it's probably a matter of no accountability. And then there's another concern, Mish, that does the minister have any special authorities?
Well, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. The FLA, like any board, has their set of rules and procedures to follow. Based on what I read through the articles, is yes, they were denied. Like people who applied first were initially denied, but they gave them the option, like you have a denial, but you could take these steps in order to gain a license. So it is them giving that authority, and then the people go and do what they need to do, either expunge their record as one did, as highlighted by Bunting. So once they said the expungement, it means that you go back to where you never had this criminal record. So obviously, then you can be approved for it. You have to just basically ignore. That's their system, how they have their protocols and everything set up and in place. So I think that before they even start naming ministers and everything, they have to review whatever laws, policies they have and change them, because if the policies gave them the authority to do what they did, then they can't come now and say, oh, you did something wrong. So that is why when it comes up later and everybody is cleared, everybody gonna say, oh, they're corrupt, but it gave them the power to do it. So with all these loopholes, they have to fix it.
Yeah, man. My concern, Michelle, is not about the minister. My concern is the process. If you know that somebody has a record, and so once you have a record, even if you apply for it the first time and you get denied and you go and go get your record expunged, it does not change anything about your file because the file already have it on there.
That you were denied and the
that you were denied
reason
on the reason I was denied. So therefore, I am saying, what's the use of the FLA if somebody can come behind and come get you get
I don't think nobody come behind. It's them have their policy in place.
Come back
so it's the policy that they have. They tell these people, it's like when they go and get denied for a bank account and the bank say, you know what, you need to go get A, B, C documents and bring back to me. They tell these people to go do it. Whoever in charge tell them to go do this and resubmit it. And that's what the people did.
But why is the minister in trouble? Why is
but they're not
resubmitting? That's not come off it. Nothing is going to come off it. Because the policy is in place that allowed them and gave them this power and authority. So not because today we have issue, mean back then we have to go back, go back in time to change it. That's what they gave them, that power, that authority. Then now they have to change it going forward so this does not happen again.
But we need a revamp of the act and the policies and procedures that allow ministers to override the professional
ministers, but also members
investigation of a committee by simply their own discretion. Because in some instances, it's more than some people never expunge nothing. Some people just simply submit it back and then get it. So
listen, a place like the FLA should not have ministers who can give overriding thing. That should never be. There should be an independent body.
There should be nobody. There should be nobody.
That's what they need to do now. Fix it. So instead of naming names are all our mistakes, fix the issue now. So it doesn't come again later. So that's what they're doing. Highlighting the flaws that they have, the errors that they made. Which we know they are. Just fix it.
It's like the pandemic. Just come on, just show me how to use computer, right?
Yeah. We have a lot of comments coming in. A lot of comments. Donovan said the government is full. Some of our YouTube. All right, I'll go over there in a minute. Donovan said the government is full of questionable characters. Macy said too many unscrupulous people in authority. Patricia said, good morning, everyone. Happy Sabbath, Diana, Michelle, and Leo. Good to see you, Leo. It's 30 degrees in Atlanta, Georgia. It's also trying to snow. Seeing small drops of flakes here and there. Rastaman said, welcome, Rastaman. Jamaica and Singapore were on track to be a first world countries on the early 70s because of having the best financial system in the world. Because of corruption and politics, Jamaica fell way behind. VM said, true, Leo. Peter Gay said, good morning. Let's look on YouTube to see what our YouTube family is saying. Oh, I don't see anything. Comment, people out there.
You sure we're on YouTube?
Yeah, money up. We're up. Okay. We're up.
I want to raise a question that we had spoken about some time ago, and it's probably not a question, it's just a comment that again, it is important that when ministers get appointed to positions, that they should bring some competence they should bring some qualification, because there's another article in the newspaper, and I wish I could find it, about TPDCO, that TPDCO hire these holy TPDCOs at the Ministry of Tourism. And they hire a whole heap of people. And if the requirement was for them to have a master's degree, some of them don't even have undergraduate, much more masters, and them get the positions. And you have a whole slew of these people. And I think it is fine time. They are saying there, well, if minister cannot have no qualification and be minister, then why me can't get the work? Why you don't want me if you have master's degree?
I don't think that's not even a fair statement, really. But the thing is, I do know about the transportation thing, that the yellow bus transportation thing, where there was a guy there that was leading the whole organization, and he didn't have the
no, Leo, it's not just transportation. I'm serious about TPDCO, the Tourism Development Product Organization. A slew of employees without
without no degree. I get big.
And they were earning they're earning good money.
And the worst part, remember we had this a couple years ago with Petro, what's that? The petroleum company.
Petrojam.
It was the same issue. These people have high ranking job without the degree or qualifications.
Or without interviews, no interview, no application. It is just sick, and you have people coming out of university with their qualification, with their degrees, and they can't get a job. They don't even get a response. And yet you have people who just get ushered into jobs without even having the qualification. Let me tell you, it is frustration. As an educator, I feel almost as if it's an injustice to tell people say they must get qualified.
It's unfortunate that yeah. Oh my God.
Okay. Michelle muted.
It's crazy, but a few more comments coming in. It is crazy what they're doing. Rastaman said, oh, I read that already. Rastaman said in expungement, the cases are all records are destroyed. Nothing that were negative, public record relating to the claim exists anymore. That is true. Sandra said, good morning, my beautiful people. Watch ya. Leo Debo today. Good to see you all.
Leo get 100% on one exam paper.
Exactly.
He get blind, so we have to celebrate that.
Why? It was good to take off because now we get 100 pound.
100%. VM said, Michelle, the bank analogy cannot be compared to the FLA. Yeah, it was just an example, not really saying it's the same, just an example. Yeah. And it said, happy Sabbath, everyone. Happy Sabbath. But yeah, man, that is not good where people have qualifications and not being able to land decent jobs, decent salaries. And because they are connected or however they get this position, it's not fair. They need to have a structure.
It's not decent job, you know. It's weird decent job.
Yeah, tell you.
Enough money job.
Enough money
job.
Okay. And then a decent job. Decent job when you try barely make it, that's decent. Yeah. There are people now barely make it. They might make it over and over and over and over. Okay.
Yeah, and the sad part is, you have so many qualified. You said like students who left UWE, NCU, well qualified, have the experience that they could have gotten this position too, but just because they don't have the right connection or whatever. But they should make it fair to everyone, especially if you do a hospitality degree, because you specifically have hospitality degrees in Jamaica for this purpose. They should be getting these jobs.
Life is not fair, right? But at least it's not supposed to be that blatant.
It's slap in our face every day. Every day.
After you got university, go spend four years, and then I want to have 4 years again for another, and then somebody in one job where never even leave high school.
Applying. They never even apply. They never apply their resume, or they never apply no traditional ways.
Exactly. That's really slapping the face.
It's disgusting and it pains my heart. But I suppose school open back. And with the opening back of school, I'm trying to change it now.
Hold on, we're done with the FLA already. That just gone.
No, just a move. So I have a lot to say.
What about one know if the leader of the FLA, if he's in a trouble, because he's supposed to be in a bigger trouble than any minister who was signing the document. You know that, right?
Why?
Who?
Why?
The person who run the FLA.
Why?
But Meadows was.
Oh, I the Meadows one.
Yeah, he's the one that said they're referring him.
Well, listen, the bulk of the problem depend on him because him the person where sign off on this. Everything's supposed to come in front of them, and it's supposed to match off this match, yes, sir, this match, yes, sir, this match, yes, sir. And if you don't do that, if you just go straight to the minister and say, oh, minister signed it, so you just put it aside. And
but I saw go, Leo, but that I process.
Which one?
That he must just go to what the minister signed and say, okay, then he's not doing work.
This is the
doing work.
No, he never doing work. He's supposed to do the check
well, they did.
But the minister override all of those checks and balances.
Yeah, but they did say what happened is that the FLA adjusted some of their rules that allowed like certain ministers.
They had to have. Yeah,
I just want for that to be clear. Hear me out. I just want for that to be clear.
Yeah,
But
so it was stated, it wasn't by me, it was stated in the investigative report that's out. So I guess they're going to review all of this because all they said was that they were going to recommend him. So I guess the public defender will look to see if there's any need for criminal charges or anything. So they just,
the only thing that they seem to be citing him for is the fact that he gave a relative, he approved a permit for a relative. That is what
wrong with that. Something wrong because
but that is what they're citing him for. They're not saying that he is, well, it don't, my interpretation of what they've read so far is that they're not saying that he eased any of the laws or modified anything.
They did. They did.
To see,
yes.
Problem is, no, me as a criminal, because if ease the thing, they can't ease it and lock it back, you know. They have to ease it and open. So me as a criminal, no, everybody a criminal can go and go get a gun license.
Ease.
Because he is, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because one of his position was that, you know, because you commit a crime back then, you know, like you have been rehabilitated and, you know, you should be forgiven, you know, like allowed to live a normal life. That word is
that the law? Is that the law?
No, but people tend to put their emotions in a lot of things.
Because I think it's a fit and proper. I think everything at Jamaica are fit and proper. So fit and proper mean that you don't have it. You don't have it. Even if you're expunge, fit and proper supposed to come in a play and fit and proper. Fit and proper.
Yes. But
how do we get one?
Leo, what is fit and proper?
I don't know, but it's
like the weather.
Yeah, but it kind of sad enough because to me, like, even though we're talking about, yes, he approved it, but you have several people under him that would have reviewed, and it's a board, so you would have people that have to vote on it. It's not just one person. So the fact that all of them remain silent, what happened? All remain silent and allow this because everybody should have a mind of their own. That's why they're on these boards.
That's right? What I'm saying to you. The problem is not with the minister. The problem is that ineffective board, that ineffective FLA. It no use. Because you have changed the rule to accept other people, right? And you know, accept everybody. Same thing wrong with that. Everybody in Jamaica is supposed to get gun if you want it.
Yeah.
If a criminal can't get it and it's not fit and proper, then everybody can get it. So the problem is not the minister.
What is fit and proper? It is relative.
Diana, Jamaica have it on them official document, so you have to be fit and proper. Me don't know, fit and proper might mean that you can't have a criminal record. Me don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Fit and proper. What is fit and proper? And it seems that we don't have any set standard that transcends anything as fit and proper. Because you become fit and proper because I know you. Michelle is fit and proper because she knows somebody else.
Yep. Yeah. So
well, kind of know that's how Jamaica do it, because even the other day when you're looking into doing some business, they say, oh, just you need somebody that know you to sign off that they know you. That's at
the lower level. Because yeah, I remember. Go ahead. Sir.
No, but they never really need nothing serious background check or anything. So you can just know me, but you're not gonna say, oh, Michelle a criminal. You're gonna say something glowing, right?
No, but then everybody else know that Michelle is a criminal. And when Michelle applied for the license, Michelle was denied because
you can't say criminal. Michelle a criminal. No. You can't say Michelle a criminal. You have to use a different example. In the same face.
Sorry.
Michelle feels just change up. Michelle. How dare you look for me and call me criminal? How dare you?
People, Michelle is my attorney. Michelle,
but I think, to be honest, we can't even be mad at medals or the other people or the minister. It's just how the FLA, whoever constructed that document that governs it, there was a lot of loopholes, and then I guess now they really realize that it needs to be fixed. Also, giving the minister this discretion. No, they shouldn't have. Because if you're going to give them discretion, obviously they can do whatever they want.
No,
they
Michelle,
do have to prove that. No, but that's
I think we still should blame them. Yes, there's this process, but they are tasked to exercise reasonable credibility and sound judgment. And if the committee says that we have reviewed an application and have found these persons wanting as it relates to character, and these are the reasons, then they must stick to it. And no minister who is to be credible should override that.
But I don't
think override is when not on a criminal concern, but if it's a concern that the man live in jurisdiction A and he moved to jurisdiction B and them deny it because I can't prove him address. Something like that.
Diana, I think you're right, but it goes a little bit further than that. Because if the minister sits up here, right, and me there so, and me are the head of the FLA, and you know, John Roberts is a criminal saying he wants something, and he come right to the minister and get and say he want a gun. Near the FLA, do you think I am going to say in Jamaica, do you think I'm going to say no to the minister? Because I'm going to lose my job if I say no. If I say no to the right?
That is where the problem is, because if you already have established a policy that says that such submissions must come from a committee review report with supporting documentation, then you must just stop it right there. So
yeah, but that's the thing they said happened though. Even Montague, he said they bring to him the package with all these corrections, whatever, and then he reviewed it, and based on what they tell him, then he approves it. So he said it's been investigating, all these people bring it to him at the final stage. So this is, I'm saying, it is a little bit corrupted with the FLA and their procedure. So that's like it's going to come off it.
So I kill the goat because you can't come, and even though me no says thief, the goat thief, me still kill him and run.
But they were the ones who prepared the document again, had their people do everything and prepare the file and bring it to the minister.
So the minister is a part of the process of applying, of qualifying for
reviewing. So reviewing, because it's under them, it's under that ministry. So the FLA is under their ministry.
Okay, so he is responsible. He is the last man to see the documents.
Yeah, like after they prepared all these evidence and bring everything else and correct everything, they bring it to
me. Understand then. Why does it
come out?
If the FLA do its work, the minister is supposed to be dependent on the FLA to do its work all the way. Then the minister ain't in no trouble.
That's not saying that we're not gonna see that. The more you look into it, the more you look into it, is the more I say, with all this uproar being had, nothing is going to come of it. The only thing that can be done right now is for them to fix all the issues that they have and make sure.
Why would the Prime Minister accept his resignation? The Prime Minister
he wants to go mount a defense and fight and clear his name, which he has that right. Take the time to go do it. It's a lot of pressure.
No, I think I don't know. Probably we're mixing the facts with the perceptions. The perception is, and we don't understand. I don't understand. Now have I read the report from the Integrity Commission, excepting the pieces in the newspaper, and it seemed to suggest that the FLA has a committee that reviews applications. Now, if the application is not in my favor, I have the privilege to make a special appeal on particular grounds to the FLA, but to the minister. And the minister, on review of my request, can override the position of the committee and issue the license. And in these instances, the minister has overridden the submission of the FLA. In one of the cases that Peter Bunting cited, he said that the person had their records expunged. So on this basis, now he could then override the prior decision.
That was their policy.
Right? Consistent with the policy. Now, let us pick another one. A person who continues to be in the business of scamming, makes an appeal, and clearly it seems that the FLA has not recommended the person go directly to the minister and makes an appeal, and the minister approves it.
Knowing that,
That's not what
knowing,
that is what I read. That's not what I read.
Yes,
I guess
but
I
that's
read
what it
something
is. That
different.
really
I understood that the investigator, whoever, as I said, prepared the package with the person reapplied to be reviewed and brought it to the minister who reviewed it and look at whatever the requirement was.
So Michelle, what in it that would change if the person it remains a scammer now? And hypothetically speaking, so I am a scammer and I apply
Alleged that he's a
and
scammer.
I come back again and I'm still a scammer. Nothing don't change, and you carry to the minister. What? Except in my message, my text message that say, but me did text the minister.
No, I don't think it's that. I think what they did was they tell him, this is what you need to do to fix this.
To fix this
is how
scammer?
However, they tell the guy
like, you are a criminal, you can fix something.
No, like how to fix the application. I don't know. All right, to be honest, I don't know. But I'm saying
we don't know.
You're a scammer. You're a scammer, and a known scammer.
Alleged scammer. I don't know. Alleged scammer.
I am a scammer.
Is
You are
there
a scammer.
proof
Yeah,
that the
Diana.
person is a scammer?
We got Jamaica. I'm a scammer.
Yeah. So we have one. And you, known scammer,
Yes.
can go to the FLA and then deny you. And the
Can I play the devil's advocate?
No, make him tell about me. Popularity. I am a scammer.
Don't.
And
That's a scammer.
the FLA deny you on the fact that you have some problem with your right? And you can then go to the minister now and say, Minister, me have an application in this, I mean, need it done. You know, yes, please, go ahead. What happened? How did he get a license? If the FLA said, you know, give me a license.
Okay, so let's look at the other side. Is it just that they say I'm a scammer? Was I ever arrested as a scammer? Is there any record of me being a scammer? Or just a word of mouth I'm a scammer? Understanding it more than just people say, oh, you're a criminal. What evidence is there to say this person is a criminal? Other than say it's a known criminal. People can say I'm unknown anything, but that doesn't mean there's any record of me being.
But they deny him on that premise. That means he accepted.
They were biased in their denial. Maybe they were biased in their denial because they listened to what people say, and there was no record of me being a scammer.
Michelle is a
I think Michelle is an attorney, right?
Michelle is an attorney.
And she's not understanding this fit and proper thing.
No matter fit and proper, it matter what the rules say. You know, if you have evidence, you have to be clear. If there's no evidence, I say I am a scammer. I was never charged as a scammer. Nothing else is to say I'm a scammer. Why should I be denied? Because
why the minister have to quit? Because
you not clearing him.
The minister quit because
he has work to do
and he has some personal matters to deal with. It has nothing to do with this. So no connection. Read his remarks. He says that he has personal matters to deal with and he wants the time to do it. There is
a lot of comment.
Yes.
Michael said, Bullcrop Leo, the minister personally intervened. I don't know this. I just said, what in the world is fit and proper? Explain. No, I want to know the proper definition. VM says they should have.
But Michelle, what Sandra says is almost funny, but not funny. She said, if fit and proper mean decent criminal.
Oh, I never said the part there. VM said there should be no policies if they are not abiding to them. That is true. Michael said, Michelle, these men were Montague right-hand men. He knew them personally. Just said, good morning. It's alleged. I don't know.
Hold on. I mean, that would put a different spin on the reason why Mr. Montague would have left the office.
Yeah, but let's see what the result, the investigation, the ending. Jude said, good morning all. Look who is in the house. Yeah. Sandra said, does fit and proper means decent criminal? I'm just trying to figure it out. I guess they have the requirement. Michael said, when American authorities come to Jamaica to pick up all alleged scammers, these bullcrap excuses fly out the window. Oh my God. I just say, if Michelle can't figure it out as an attorney, then me completely. I'm telling you, it's very confusing because we don't know what happened. Because all we know said there's an error in their policy, whatever they have running the FLA.
I don't know if it's an error. What?
Like the error, like loopholes, a lot of loopholes.
Okay.
People to
those are intentional. Those are intentional fixings. Modifications. Modification. Intentional modification. All right.
Yeah.
No, make us almost 1 hour on one news item. 1 hour spending on
all right, Diana. Move on.
Flush it out. Some things you have to flush out. All right, let me finish your comment. VM said they should have to have evidence, Michelle. Exactly. Word of mouth is not enough. Macy said, enjoy your robust disagreement.
Wait, Macy Thomas. I want to ask, is that the person who used to be on TV and teach people to cook? Is such the name? Maisie?
I don't know. I guess ask her. Are you? Carl said, once one man's name is associated with the word criminal, that should be a red flag. Jamaica no, I don't agree with that. Because somebody can say me a scammer. Somebody can say I'm a scammer. Somebody can say I'm a criminal. Somebody can say I'm a drug dealer. I'm not, but somebody just don't like me and say it. It's not fair, you know?
Yeah, but sometimes we know that you are and they're not telling no lie.
Mr. Top Caller. Mr. Top
Caller. Like, I know you are, Michelle.
Top Call Michelle criminal.
No, Michelle, I'm not calling a criminal. Remember, I'm the scammer. I live in Jamaica.
But at the end of the day, we're going to wrap it up. At the end of the day, don't surprise that not much come out of it because it comes down to what the policies were at the time all this was done. That's all I'm saying. So, but don't get upset that it's the government. It's just how it was flawed and they just have to fix it right now going forward.
So what we need is a full revamp of the act as it governs it. And while we're at it, when we're making persons ministers, they must come to the table with some reasonable qualification for the job.
Fit and proper.
Yeah, that they're being headed. Yeah, that is true.
Not because they're an MP. Not because they're an MP.
Exactly.
Right. Then
anybody can become an MP just because they're popular, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But a minister's supposed to have something.
Yeah, like exactly. If you're involved in agriculture, then that is your field. If you were a farmer, attorney, you know, maybe minister of justice or something, a doctor, you know, health, other, not anything against stuff that don't come from people, but we're just giving an example, you know, like.
Yes.
Yeah, because an MP is somebody who just run for their community, their constituency.
Yeah,
and it could be just somebody who's just from the street and know how to, you know, finagle themselves run the street and stuff. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they can run a country. It doesn't mean that they have the ability to run a country. And so this is why it is important that we, and I'm not throwing any cold water upon anybody in a particular minister. I'm just saying that, you know, I think that the guys who created the Constitution and the Westminster model, it was set up so that there's a Senate, and the Senate was supposed to be the upper house, what they call it upper house, where the academics are, or the economists are, and all of these big guys who know how the general populace would react in certain ways and so forth, not just a constituency. But the MPs represent in the House of Parliament. They represent their constituency in the things that they do. But the Senate, the Senates are for ministerial kind of posts.
That is true. Hopefully they go back to that. Michael said, Diana, there is a connection between young people disinterested in education and underqualified people getting top jobs. Donovan said nepotism is rift in government.
Okay, I noticed that Michael's really asking a question. He's asking if there is such a...
it was a question, yeah.
Yes. And Michael, it would seem on the face of it that persons are influenced on whether or not to pursue post-secondary education or even complete secondary education when they look around at the level of influence and material acquisitions of persons without qualification. I've never looked at any such study. Have I seen any? But it's something that certainly Leo, who is doing his doctoral studies now, could consider from a justice perspective, whether or not it is impacting. So thanks for raising it. Certainly will look, but I could say, yes, there might be a spurious relationship and inverse relationship in that the more them see it, the less them think them need to qualify for the work.
Yeah, I was reading an editorial recently, and it was talking about how our Jamaican populace responds to people who gained their financial status through,
Less than regular means.
Right. And then after a couple of years, they become leaders of the community.
Yes.
And everybody then forgets that this is the way that this person gained their status. And it's like, now we look forward to this person who gained it through whatever means, not the traditional means. And then all of a sudden we now have to listen to this person who's now an authority on how people are supposed to live.
This person become credible.
Yeah, fit and proper, right? This person become fit and proper, right? So I mean, it's something to think about. Why would I go to school if I can become fit and proper through not fit and proper means, and
and have social influence and have the ability.
Exactly.
Okay, but don't, like you said, fit and proper. Like I know here for fit and proper, like as an attorney, we do have to go through a process, like if we have any criminal records, divorce, whatever, like you have outstanding debts or whatever, we have to do all of that to establish that we're fit. Is that something similar that they do in Jamaica with different?
Yeah, man, because let me tell you this, there was a new act or law that just came into, and I remember Nigel Clark was speaking on this, where they were changing the process of putting persons on boards. There are 50 boards in Jamaica, I think 50 or so, 52 boards. And they were changing the process because there were a whole heap of loopholes that became, I think it had to do with, what was it? I don't remember what the problem was, but they were changing the process. And the single most common on being on the board is that you have to be fit and proper. That was the thought right throughout that discussion, that parliamentary discussion was about fit and proper. And so they wanted to make sure that it is a rampant thing through to getting on any board in Jamaica.
Yeah, they need to really change that, because you shouldn't be getting on board just because you know somebody. You should be familiar with the board that you're going to, have some expertise.
My fit and proper might
understand. Yeah, exactly. Be able to understand the rules and how to implement them.
Come and Diana, good friend.
But you want to put Diana on your board?
Yes, scammer. Me put her on the board, yeah. And I put her on the board.
We have contact. We have long list of contact.
Yeah, but it's good that they're changing that, though. If that's what they're doing, the current administration, that is really a good move.
But it's something that has always existed. In fact, in order to serve on most
paper
foundations, and not usually the government boards and stuff, but the majority of foundations require that you sign a fit and proper documentation. And they've been insistent on it. But I think what Nigel is probably wanting to enforce is that you adhere to the fit and proper, or whoever it is that you define it.
Yeah, not only on paper, but in practice. Yes. In practice. That is good, a good move, if that's what they're doing. And they really need to redo all these boards. Just get rid of all of them.
But Michelle, as you say that about the revamping the board and the constitution of it, I think that there is a space on these boards for people from the diaspora to participate.
Oh, really?
Advocated totally. The pandemic more so has taught us so many things, and appreciation for skill sets and competencies outside of Jamaica, and people can participate fully in anything without having to be there physically. And I think, Leo, is probably something that JD Tan should consider, have a discussion with the ambassadors, how can we, with our experts lying outside of the physical Jamaica, participate on these boards? And I'm going to invite one of you to advance yourself to sit on my college board for starters.
Diana, I'm so sorry, Diana, but last year, June, July, the ambassador did ask us for a list of persons.
Okay.
And it was submitted. And the Prime Minister did make an announcement last year that.
So were there any appointments?
Nigel was the only one who appointed somebody.
Wow.
For the financial board. I don't know, I didn't know who the person was, but I know that the Prime Minister got a list. I know that the Prime Minister made.
Well, I have positions on school boards at college level, secondary level, and primary level. And if you provide me with a list, I'd be happy to appoint persons start in April.
Listen, you can talk about this. You can't just open that kind of thing because the kind of money.
No, these are the forum.
The kind of money we are going to make, we can't make the people know what I want. So.
Sorry, this is not the format show. All right, fine. We're supposed to talk to JTA this morning about school open, you know. School open.
Let's talk about that. See what he says. He said he had a meeting, you know. And he would have jumped out of the meeting and come in. So that's
okay. All right. So school reopened face to face again. The Ministry of Education said starting last week Monday, everybody must go back to school. So all the colors are out now, and I wanted to play on that all the colors are out. So what the colors, so the uniform color them. Oh. So all the different color uniform out.
Okay, so you are Kingston, you know, we are country.
Yes.
So only thing we know is dark blue and white.
No, man.
At primary school.
You have Teachfield, you have St. Mary. They didn't have all of them the place with a different color uniform, plus the khaki.
that I wear a different color. Khaki.
And the blue pants and the gray pants and the white shirt. A whole heap of different uniform.
First of all, I am so happy to hear that school is back in face-to-face because I don't know that anywhere in Jamaica that a lot of people, we're gonna get the mass of people to learn via virtual. I mean, this should have happened like a year ago on insistence and stuff because we kind of mash up with. I was talking to somebody the other day, and she said to me, and I never thought about it. Can you imagine a child who was at basic school 2 years ago, right? And now then go back to school today and the child in a grade 2? What happened to him or her, right? From basic school to grade 2, he missed completely grade 1 and the last year of basic school. Why more learn at grade 2? So there's a lot of learning that we missed.
And plus him probably not know his school either, Leo. He must learn his school.
Exactly. If you look around and say, Jesus, that's a place of big no blouse and skirts.
He must have lost.
Oh my God. From everybody in one classroom in the basic school to this big old humongous thing. How would I know what to... I would be afraid like hell, you know?
And he must have got talk shop for his own food.
Oh my God. When he can't eat them, my belly. I mean, Jesus, you know, how do you do it? It's not just about learning. Everything comes back to learning. The food comes back to learning. The environment comes back to learning. You know, where you walk come back to learning. But Jesus, that has so much things one time. What a big old building, you know? Take some comments, let me see.
Oh man, Julio, let me see, I know. Carl Donovan Taylor says nepotism is rife in government. Michael Tomlinson is the Minister of National Security, recently dissed the diaspora by saying Jamaica had no need for their crime finding. Really? Yes. Are you serious? We have to get back to that. Because the amount of shooting and weeping and wailing on national TV, they can't say that. Michael says, Leo, at least they're alive and survived the pandemic. Be positive. So even though they lost at school. Millicent says, talk, document, and appropriate implementation of policies, procedures are not aligned in the Jamaican context for fit and proper, sadly.
So I remember the comment. I was on the chat with him when he made a comment about that's the police commissioner made a comment like this, and I'm paraphrasing. I am paraphrasing.
Please note, he's not reciting or quoting, he is paraphrasing. That is saying in his own words.
Okay. He said, Jamaican policemen, them bright, and they don't need no help from the diaspora. And if him ever need any help, him will be the first to ask. Something like that, right?
So, in other words, you know, go sit down, Rockstone. We don't want to know.
Who said that?
That was last year, about February or January, somewhere there. And him getting a one. In defense, let me tell you. Let me tell you what him should have.
That was unfortunate, though. Let me just say that as a Jamaican living out here and recognizing the shortcomings of our national security and our policing, there is a lot that we could learn from the diaspora. Whether or not persons are commissioners or head of police departments in foreign, there is a lot that they could do in terms of sharing their knowledge and their expertise, and it should not have been taken lightly.
Go ahead.
I understand that the diaspora, being one myself, are always willing and able to assist Jamaica. But in my opinion, in some instances, like the diaspora can only do so much because they're not inside Jamaica. And things are really different inside Jamaica, and maybe how Chang might want to run his department and what he thinks that needs to be in place to solve the crime issue in Jamaica. So more than likely what's been offered by people from the diaspora is not what necessarily will work for Jamaica.
Okay.
So let me correct this. You're right. It was not the, let me correct this. Jesus Christ. Let me correct this.
Not Chang.
This was not the
Minister
who said it. It was actually Chang who said it. I'm so sorry. Yes, thank you very much.
Yes, Chang.
All right.
Yeah,
but
so,
Michelle,
so that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so it's not, I don't think the diaspora should really, sometimes the money really is a better option in telling them how to, if they want to buy equipment, invest, and how to improve. But sometimes whatever work in, say, for instance, California, or whatever work in Miami will not work in Jamaica. You know, what work in
Sorry, Leo, if you just allow me to comment on that. I want to object to Michelle. I want to take issue with it. I believe that there are some benchmarks and some standards that transcends societies or anything. There are some basic processes that the diaspora can share. But the diaspora can't tell you how to police in Prattville. They don't have that expertise or experience, but they can tell you what the benchmarks and what the industry standards are.
So, yeah, but is it the same for Jamaica as say for a Jacksonville?
You can always modify.
But Jamaica have a lot of benchmark. A lot of people have done studies. A lot of people have given inputs. I've seen it where different criminologists or whatever have given inputs, and I'm sure they have tried to implement them, but it just didn't work. But I'm saying they shouldn't like take offense to it, but look at it like maybe work, as you say, yeah, I agree with you to a point. Work with them, yes, to see if whatever they're offering, he maybe can use. But you can't be forcing and say, oh, we have the solution, we have it, we know it. That wouldn't be the approach, especially when they live inside Jamaica and know the different type of criminals that they're dealing with. So the approach that I've seen from diaspora in some instances, like, oh, we have the answer. You know what I mean?
I hear that all the time. I hear that all the time, Michelle. And I actually disagreed with how the diaspora responded to him. And I kind of understood what he was saying. He just didn't say it the right way, right?
Yeah.
So here's what I got from it. He wanted to say that the police organization is a military organization. They don't operate like, oh, we civilian. I can go into a primary school and education, reading is reading. No matter where you're going in the world. Whatever book you read, whether you read about igloo and you carry it in a Jamaica, somebody can learn something about an igloo, may I say? What the people will live up in there, whatnot.
Yeah, igloo.
All right. All right, so it's easy to transition the information from a regular person in America, a teacher in America, to a teacher in Jamaica. Though there are a lot of things that we cannot just take for granted. So we have to do first what we call a needs assessment. And so when we do the needs assessment, then we can match the resources with the needs that are assessed. With the police, because it's a military organization, we can't just have a civilian from over here just go in and go deal with police and teach them what to do. That just don't make no sense. But the police organization that's called the foundation, police foundation, something that is where we as civilians can collaborate with that foundation, not with the police organization, I said, but through the foundation.
Or the police force.
Yes, and provide some kind of professional development, some kind of, some police officers go out on the road, and every time they go up on the road, they can get shot. When a policeman leave him house, I look at a gunshot at all the time of the day. We don't do that. When we go to our job, we don't think about it because we say policeman out there for help with. But the policeman out there, as soon as he leave him house, even in his own house, him can think about somebody are coming come shoot him because he is a police officer in Jamaica. So we have to find ways how to help them. Here comes the JT president. We have to find a way how to help them to calm them spirit, find ways how to help them to deal with the stresses of the job, deal with the stresses of being a police officer, because that's really a hard damn job to do. It's really a hard job to do.
There is the opportunity for the diaspora to share, to help them manage the stress of teaching, so you don't just dismiss them and say, we don't need your help. Period.
Shouldn't.
But thank you so much, Mr. Leo, for sharing your defense or your perspective. But we have a special guest on. Mr. Smith?
Yes, good morning.
How are you?
Well, I'm giving God thanks. I'm alive and well. I believe I have not identified any ailment, but I'm not a medical practitioner, so I'll just have to wait the outcome of the doctor in the next week or two when I do a medical. But
one thing you can always depend on Mr. Winston Smith is that him have an answer for every question we ask. That's what a president does.
Well, you see, as a child of God, the Bible says must be prepared to answer every question that is asked.
And you see me, all right, well, we welcome you. Thanks for making a moment to spend with us.
And, it's very important to be a part of this conversation.
Mute.
You're just muted by, okay.
JTA to give our teachers a chance to unwind and to get engaged in some physical activities. Having been away for the last 2 years, the impact on our mental health is of great concern to us within the JTA. And so I have mandated my national sports coordinator to, carry on this activity. So we're in Mandeville, Manchester right now at the School of Immediate Past President Jasper Gabriel, where we are having a netball and football rally of the parishes and so on. So we are helping the teachers in this regard. So,
But the teachers are playing netball today? The teachers themselves?
Yes, Leo. Teachers are playing netball and football.
I would love to be there, Jesus.
And you are taking me away from the view of the ladies playing netball.
You see, you should have turned on your camera and make we all see the netball game around.
All right, let me see if I can turn the camera around. Hold on, let me see if I can get you. All right, so this is a view.
Yes.
I have to lock up in the car because the music, Jamaica always have music.
Oh,
yes.
So yeah, the music and so forth. So let me see if I can get this back around now. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Wow.
Thanks for sharing that little clip. You should have told me because when I come play football and give you 6 love.
No, no. I can't afford you to come and destroy our team. No. We have to celebrate with those who are of similar size like us. Leo could come because I don't think Leo could run the field just like myself.
Thank you so much, though. it's encouraging the way you're re-engaging the teachers and easing them back into this business of educating our children. What was it like in terms of turnout in the first week?
Right. In the first week, it was very good. There are many schools that had over 80% student population at school. We had our teachers out as always. You know, when I think that sometimes, I cannot understand how some people is of the view, or some persons are of the view, that Jamaican teachers are not committed to the business of educating our nation's children. When I look at the enthusiasm, the dynamism, and the interest the teachers had in going back face to face, when we made the call and say to the teachers, let us go back into the physical space. Notwithstanding, the teachers were very concerned, and they still are concerned. I don't want the world to believe that all is well and we have everything, things good. Teachers are very concerned, and there are many teachers with comorbidities who are very fearful. I spoke to a teacher from in the Western region who has serious renal issues, and she's still pushing ahead. I have to say to her that be careful, because a dead teacher is of no value to the education system. So the teachers of Jamaica are going out. The parents are very enthusiastic. They're very glad, happy that we have made the effort to re-engage in the physical space. And we are moving full speed ahead, notwithstanding many challenges that we have. But we have learned in Jamaica to take mickle make a muckle and to turn your hand and make fashion. So we are still operating. We still have the challenges now, which has become more evident, lacking in terms of furniture, because the ministry did a very good job in terms of treating many of the schools that had termite infestation. But what we seem to have forgotten is that having treated the school with for termite, those furniture, those decks and chairs that were there, have to remove them.
Yes.
Now, having removed them from the classroom and have now gone back in full force, we now have serious shortage of furniture. And we're still having some challenges with internet, though there have been efforts to upgrade the internet capabilities and qualities within the various schools. But we're still having some serious challenges in that regard. And we're hoping that whatever assistance or help we can get to alleviate the challenge, can be done in a quick time.
What are the precautions, Winston? What are the precautions that the teachers went back to school with? For COVID, for the purpose of COVID, what did they go back to? Everybody's wearing masks. What is it?
Yeah, man. I went to visit some schools, Leo, and I tell you, I am so impressed with the little children. I went mainly to primary schools because the high schools, the children are more mature and it's easier for them to understand. At least that's our belief. It may not necessarily be a reality, but it's our belief as it is now. So I went to visit some primary schools, Leo, and I was amazed when I look at the children in grades 1, 2, 3 coming out with their mask on. It's just a few students who didn't have their mask on, and in those schools that I visited, the principal had some masks in the office, which they made available. The watchmen who were manning the gate with the thermometers recording temperatures and so forth had things going. So it really looks good, Leo. I don't know how. I'm hoping that consistency will be developed over time. I know that financially we may have a challenge to really supply and replenish the stock. And as such, we are asking for any help that we can get to ensure that we remain constant and consistent with the supply for those who may not have it at a particular point in time.
And I would ask the diaspora, because this is so important. If there's nothing else that you can give to Jamaica right now, you can give them ton loads of masks because they can use it. They can use it for a long time. And I'm glad to hear that you're seeing that kind of precautions that's been taken by the teachers and the students. Really, really good to hear.
Yeah, man, I was very enthused by it, and I was overjoyed. And I believe that the day spent traveling around and going to and calling and getting in touch with schools was really worth it, because it gives me a greater insight as to what is happening on the ground. So when I speak, I will be able to speak representing a wide cross section of this the school population of the system. Yes. I have also asked my educational research chairman to commission a survey to look at not just mass and availability of teachers, but look at all different aspects that impact the education system and to give me some data so I can have it as a benchmark and a reference point in communicating with the stakeholders to say, here are some of the challenges they have, here are some of the things that are working well, and these is areas or ways in which you can help us to advance education in Jamaica at this time.
On that note, President, I'm going to raise a question that was raised earlier in our discussions. We were talking about persons who seemingly get appointed to positions without the pursuit of education or completing the required qualification. And somebody raised whether or not an individual is inclined to not pursue education and perhaps complete secondary school because they look around in the community and see that there are people who reach where they might go without having done that. As the JTA looked at whether or not there is a relationship between people not pursuing their school, and more so coming out of COVID, when so many of our students were not engaged at the secondary level, do you find no, or do you expect that they're going to come back to finish their schooling?
The expectations and expectation is something that is fragile. You can expect something and it doesn't happen. But we are of the view that once we get school rolling again, based on the different activities that the high schools we are engaged in cricket and football competitions, and these competitions are back in full force. There are many students who are very, very much committed to being a part of these activities and will make themselves available at school just because they want to participate and to shine in this regard. The truth is, though, I agree with you to some extent that there may be, the perception may be there that people get through using connections and links and connections and so forth, which thwart the desire for many to pursue higher education. There's also the fact that you study hard, but yet the pay is not commensurate with the outlay to get you to that level. And one of my greatest concerns, and I speak more specifically to teachers now, a teacher would study all through primary, secondary, post-secondary, in terms of sixth form, go into a teacher's college or the university, acquire a bachelor's degree. So many of our teachers now have master's degree. And when you look at what they're taking home for pay, it really causes you to wonder if you're in the right position and profession. And if you look back in the early 90s, when I started, I was able to get a job as a pre-trained teacher because there was an exodus of trained teachers out of the system. We go back again in 2000 and in the early 2000s, there was an exodus again. And if you look at 2022, I can tell Jamaica this, and I say it without any apology from where I sit, and even before becoming the president of the JTA, I was so involved in the teacher's life right across the country. So I used to hear things, and I would see things, and I know things. And I can say this without any fear of contradiction. Had it not been for COVID-19, many classrooms in Jamaica would have been empty because many of our teachers were leaving. I know, and I can tell you, and Leo knows that, and Leo will tell you, he knows who I'm talking about when I tell you. An individual who I know very well has a diploma with honors in mathematics, a bachelor's degree with honors, a master's degree with distinction, was a lecturer in a teacher's college out here, and she left to go and teach and apply her trade in the United States after the 2017 negotiation. When you look at what was coming home, and as I said in the Gleaner editorial forum the other day, that when we look at the realities of the teacher, guys, after the 6th or 7th year, we start to have diminishing returns, so to speak. When we apply the needs theory as postulated by Maslow, you find that ladies especially, when they reach 6 years into the teaching profession after college, they start to plan family. Many of our female teachers today, not all, but there's a significant amount of our female teachers who are single parents, who are just them alone. They have a master's degree, but the salary is not able to afford them transportation, housing, as well as to take care of children. The males, on the other hand, guys, and this is something that we really need to do as a serious study and not just use anecdotal information or data. Think of a man in Jamaica. You're earning and taking home $112,000 per month. which woman you can get? When you take out rent, you buy one little card. First thing nowadays, woman say they don't want nobody with no little
little one there, yeah. Little box card. Yeah.
Alto, no Pro Box.
No, little Alto and a little Pro Box, right? And I said sometimes, and I'm not trying to belittle or thing about women, you know. But when a woman I go tell you say they want a Brazilian, Peruvian, Malaysian, your paycheck to buy. What kind of woman you expect that teacher man to get? So therefore, the males are leaving the classroom. And again, it goes right back to basic needs as postulated by Moscow.
Yes.
Question. Because this, you're making me think. Back in 2013, 2014, when I started this whole education movement, there was a Jamaica Teaching Council.
Bill.
Jamaica Teaching Council bill.
Bill.
Right. And I know that there had been a whole lot of talks. And I remember one of the things that was in there that if they don't get their license, they might go to jail or about pay a fine.
Yes, Leo. And that is still there, Leo.
It's still there?
Yes.
I'm right. So take time. No, but that's also, yes, it is still there. It's in it, Leo. But what I want to say to the teachers who are listening, I am in Mandeville now, but there's a team congregated in Montego Bay, and I'll be leaving from here to join them in Montego Bay, where we are pulling the ACA part, and we're going to re-examine it because we march against it, you know, Leo. And if you go and check the Gleaner archives, you would have seen a cuter looking me at on the But I was there, Leo. I walk in the sunshine and in the rain to register my dissatisfaction with that bill.
I would be there too. I would be there too.
Yes, and I'm the president, no, Leo. So if I walk against it, when I was just the chairman of the salaries committee, can you imagine what I intend to do as president?
Well, but sure, because let me tell you this. Here's the problem. Because I have a big problem with this. I make enough noise when you come down. I love my teachers, right? So you just pointed out, say you go primary school, secondary school, high school, sixth form, first degree, no, teacher's diploma, bachelor's degree, master's degree. And somebody is going to put a law in force that I am going to lose all of my life because I did not pay a license fee. I have a problem with that. I have so much problem with that. That's called communism. That's communism all over. You know, like that.
Quickly, I know you're
all right, Leo, your blood pressure.
Yeah, quickly. Why shouldn't they pay the fee?
That rule. The person wants to input. The person who will be charged to do that, Leo, have never gone to teachers' college.
Exactly.
Michelle is confused though, Smith. If you, Mr. President, if you would just explain why she's asking why somebody would be fined.
Why wouldn't they want to pay the fee? Like why the teachers don't want to pay the fee?
First of all, one of the issues we have is that the fee does not specify how much. It is not left up to the teacher's involvement to determine, right? And as I would have said when I became president, that I am concerned about the funding of this entity. If it is that the funding for the entity will determine or be based on fees collected from members. Where will the fees collected go? We are seeing right now where if there's a shortfall for argument's sake in a budget, you could impose fees on the teachers.
Yes.
To fill that gap, right? If it is that you're saying to me now that if I don't pay this fee, I am going to be guilty, and you want to put me in a prison with a rapist and a murderer because
what the hell is that?
Who can't afford to find it?
That is crazy.
No, I think
the way to do that.
Hold on.
Okay, all right.
Michelle and our audience. Michelle, do you understand the teaching council bill that we're speaking about? Now, there is a bill that is on the verge of being passed that addresses the profession of education and educators. And it says that teachers are required to meet particular standards that are being imposed, for which teachers have to pay to attain these standards in the first instance. But if they fail to attain whatever it is that is so defined, amongst other things, that they're going to be fined, including that if the teacher is practicing as an educator without a qualification that the ministry finds acceptable as to be an educator, then that attracts a significant
A fine of up to 500,000 or
a fine
imprisonment.
of up to $500,000.
Or
Why not just say you can't practice? Why not just say you can't practice until you pay the fee? I mean, what the hell is this?
And then who went?
All right, here is a good thing though, guys. You see, for every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. In our meeting with the minister, not last month, month before last, I pointed to the minister the fact that we are very concerned and that we wish to have the opportunity to make a submission, our position known. And the minister has said to me, and I have it in writing, where she wrote to me to say that she is requesting of the JTA our review of the bill and to submit it to her by the 28th of this month, and that the opportunity may be there for us to present to the Parliament our position on the matter. So even though it seems egregious and well, it is a document that we cannot accept at this time. We accept the whole thing about licensing and thing in principle, you know, but the details we are not happy with.
Absolutely. Licensing is fine. Even though they charge them more money, I mean, the teacher, they don't make no money. Where the hell they're getting more money to charge these teachers for these things? I mean, they're not paying them enough money, but they might take it back. What the hell?
And that is
okay. I'm just a little bit confused. So the issue is, remember, I'm not a teacher, you know, and as a parent too, you know, like you'd be like, why they don't want to get these certificates? Why they don't want to pay? Because other people have to pay for their profession. But the issue is not that they don't want to do the training. It's just the cost of it that is burdensome.
So let's say you are an attorney and you didn't pay your license fee last year, right? You didn't pay your license fee. You can't practice.
Yeah, that's it for me. I can't practice.
You can't practice. They must say you are got jail as your teacher. You can't practice and you are got jail.
And you have a fine as well. You get fined up to 500,000. But let me tell you, interacting with teachers, some of the concerns is not about licensure per se and the need to have that. It's what are the consequences if you can't meet that?
You can't meet it. If you can't.
Secondly,
guys, here are some of the concerns we have. All right. If you are to do some courses, okay, you are a primary school teacher, you have a class before you. Currently, primary school teachers don't even get break time or lunch time. Because even though on paper you get it, you are responsible to supervise and make sure the children are safe. So you really have to basically eat on the run.
Yes.
And that is why some of us in the primary sector putting our weight, you know, because we can't even sit down. We have to eat on the run.
All right, Mr. President.
When do you expect that teacher to find the time to go and do all of these courses?
Professional development.
Professional development, yes. It means, therefore, the teacher will have to use their personal time outside of having taught for the whole day. You have to go home, write lesson plans, mark students' work, but at the same time, you have your family. How do you get time now to do all these courses to ensure that you are able to be re-licensed when it is time for relicensing?
Absolutely.
And another question I want to ask, Mr. President, is there anywhere in the bill that says that the institution, meaning the government, pays for these professional development courses, or is the onus on the educator?
That's the other part. That's a good. What's the other good part?
The document is over how many pages? I have it in my hand right here now looking at. It's a bulky document, and I don't want to say yes or no, but I will say to you, me not see that yet.
But I'm happy you said that because I have read the multiple pages of it and me not see it yet either.
It should also state. It should also state something about peer raise every year. Okay, it should also state that. So it can't be just about the law to punish teachers. There has to be a good side. We want to know what the good side is for the teachers.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm yet to see the real good side in a sense because if it is that we be treated like lawyers and given this good salary, and all of these things, I am yet to, you see, the idea of being professionalized and being licensed and so, we really understand the importance of it. My thing is this, the education regulation as it is now requires us to be registered. And almost all teachers in Jamaica are registered. Don't follow me now, Leo. You know my school, Leo, and you know the amount of teachers I have there. When I went there, quite a few of my staff weren't registered. So I approached the Jamaica Teaching Council and said, come and have my teachers registered. And today they have not gotten their registration certificate. Now think of 24,000 teachers, and that is just members of the JTA. The teaching cohort in Jamaica is around 35,000. Think of 35,000 teachers to be licensed. When are we going to get those licenses? And when the system is going to crash every minute?
Yes. And they must send people go to jail because them can't do them job. They don't have enough staff to do their job. And we can't pay in time. And we don't have enough money to pay in time. So what about people that go to jail?
Well, I will look at the bright side that we'll have lots of highly educated inmates.
I have a few questions coming in before you leave.
Okay, go ahead.
One person said, Mr. President, maybe you could institute teachers training sessions. When you said about training?
Institute the session where? Because we have professional development for our teachers as a JTA. As a matter of fact, from the 19th to the 21st of April, we are having education conference which the diaspora will be very instrumental in, and we are doing training and we give certification. We have Helen Steele's Professional Development Day, which is Thursday after Teachers Day, which again provide our teachers with professional development. We have education symposium. So within the year, we have roughly 6 or 7 professional development sessions. We want to know from the JTC and the government, will those professional development included in the documents required for license, or is it that it is just the ones offered by the JTC or by ministry?
Right.
Yeah, that would be better though if they're doing all these trainings to just use those. Philip said have a teacher's work day for them to catch up with the requirements. Well, he just give a list of everything and that they're doing. So you covered that one. Ethelyn said very unfair if teachers have to pay for their out of their pocket. I think that's what she means. Paulette Chambers says they really have no respect for teachers in Jamaica. And Millicent said, is this fee an educator's licensing requirement? I think you answered it earlier, right?
So we want people to understand, the Jamaica Teachers Association, you see, many times the John public, rather than listen to what we are saying, the association has been so maligned by some section of the society that persons, as soon as they hear the JTA, I got them again, we sick and tired of them. But the truth is, have they really listened to what we are saying? Let me share with you 4 things that if the government and the country had listened to the JTA, Jamaica would have been far more advanced than we are today. In 2013, we asked the government to upgrade the quality and of education in basic school by putting 3 trained graduates in the basic school. The government only gave us 1.
Mm-hmm.
In 2015, we said to the government, provide every teacher with a laptop. The government responded by giving us some 4x7 tablets, which of course is only almost, you look at, they expect us to play Candy Crush or Farm. Right?
They don't have no memory, don't have no space, and don't have no SIM card.
We then went on to say upgrade the internet facilities at all schools and provide all schools with technological support, audio, visual, and things to advance education. Up to now that happened. Right? We said to them that provide the opportunities for teachers, college lecturers to go and get a sabbatical after 10 years, to go and do extensive research and prepare papers. All know that we asked them to consider the number of hours the lecturers spend out in the field doing teacher appraisal, teaching practice supervision, to consider that part of the teacher's timetable work, the lecturer's timetable work. All know that But yeah, we're talking about quality education. We went and changed the national standards curriculum, but we did not implement the change in the teachers' colleges, so that the teachers graduating and coming out would come with the knowledge of the NSC. I have employed 7 teachers in 2018 and none of them had any idea of the NSC. I had to be training them.
So that Oh my God. They could have done that in college. They could have done that in college, right?
Leo,
Yeah.
the system should have been implemented from college down. It's as if we're behaving like nanny goat.
What you call that?
There's a little creature in Jamaica, we call it nanny goat. We
Nanny
walk back
But
You don't know nanny goat and you say, nanny goat, come for your supper, nanny goat.
In people upon himself. In people upon himself.
When we never really watch a part of his lifestyle, Leo, so I can't attest to that. But I'm saying that many of the changes ought to start from the teacher training institution rather than starting elsewhere. Even I look at coding, for example, Leo. Coding is a brilliant idea, and I applaud the government for it. But the implementation, Leo, is a problem.
Wrong place.
Wrong place. Wrong place.
Wrong place.
Wrong
It should have
place.
been implemented at the teachers'
Right
colleges.
across the colleges.
Every teacher coming out will come out with the knowledge of coding. So they, being part of the normal teaching group, could be teaching coding as a timetable subject because they have the competence.
But what's gonna happen? What happens? I think they recognize that they don't have the internet in the schools.
But you see, Leo, had they listened to us, fragmented to the field, Leo.
I know.
See, what I'm trying to say, one I think, and I tell you, and I'm not political, Leo. God knows I am not. But one I think I like about this minister, when we meet with her and we talk with her, she listens, Leo. And we see the effect of her listening to us coming out. That's and nice, it doesn't matter. I am as neutral as a stable atom. We don't get involved in them thing there. But I have to give credit.
All of these similes coming out, right? But yeah.
That's good she listened. That's good she
yes.
And that's really nice to hear. That's really nice.
And that's true, Mr. President. I want to support you on that because I belong to the Ecumenical Education Council. And this is the umbrella organization for all church-owned schools. And she allows audience for the membership. And she comes and she listens and she takes some advice or we discuss it. There's dialogue, unlike perhaps others whom we have seen.
And guess what? And I must tell you this: if the minister recognize something, she will call me and say, "Mr. President, I apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't give you this information." For example, Leo, and I can say it because it's true. On the 25th of February, I was on my way to New York to do the diaspora tour with the Secretary General. As a result, I wasn't able to do an interview on Nationwide, so I asked the President-elect to do the interview. The document, the World Bank report on funding in education in Jamaica, it was being discussed. We never get the document. You know that by the time I landed in New York and started Rome, I saw a message on my phone. It was a minister sending me a message to apologize to me as president and to the teachers of Jamaica for not having sent the information to us or inviting us. And as a result, the PE was not able to speak to it. And she apologized for it. And not only that, she sent it to me subsequently, which I disseminated to the teaching fraternity. And these are things that speak well as a country. I believe that there is hope that we can have better, more changes, better changes through dialogue. We don't have to be confrontational. We must be able to move in a diplomatic way, sit down as mature, adult, intelligent people, and to deal with the issues that confront us.
Mr. President, I totally disagree with you because you're making me look bad now because I make nice whole morning, okay?
No, Leo. You see, as I said to somebody one day, I believe that consultation is better than confrontation. I believe that we must be proactive rather than prescriptive.
Absolutely.
And I believe that no matter how difficult a problem is, as long as we are able to talk and sit around the table, solutions can come.
Yes.
And we must learn to listen to everybody, no matter who we think they are. But just listen. And listen not to give a response, but listen for understanding.
But we don't want to keep you from your basketball, your netball.
I just gonna show you what is happening on the field now. So the ladies are lining up and I need to go and do declare the thing open.
All right, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. Very insightful.
Yes, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week when we come for the
New York. Yes. I'll see you then. All right.
But Mr. President, I am in Jamaica, so you now find me in New York. I'm in Jamaica.
No.
I'm to New York, man.
I'll come up.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you again.
God bless you.
All right, bye. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, that was a robust discussion.
I'm telling you, gave me an insight into the minister that she's really trying to work. Like it's good she's listening. That is good to
She
know.
really takes things in a she uses a restorative approach. It's probably the best way that I can say. She's about relationships and fixing things in a restorative way, not confrontational, so to speak. But the Jamaica teaching.
Galang drop wood for me. Galang drop wood for me. It's all right. Galang drop wood.
And I like Leo's approach to things. He speaks with his passion and he's very emotional about his perspectives and his views, and we all appreciate it. But we're mindful of your blood pressure concern.
By the way, I just got a text from my brother. Look at this.
Yes.
He says, Leo, I went to work this morning and ended up in the hospital. My blood pressure is 190 over 170.
What?
I have to go
and we are here being mindful of, I mean, first off, we're sad to hear, but we're happy that he, with such a high reading, he's in hospital and able to send you a note. So we will certainly bear him in our prayers. Is he in New York or is he in Florida?
Right here.
Okay, so we can go look for him then. All right, when the show done. Sorry to hear that, but so it is. Wow, the Teaching Act, the Teaching Council Act though is really of concern to educators. Significant concern.
That's why because it has been there since like 2010. And it hasn't passed because I know
that too much issue, man.
Allowing that, they're not allowing that to pass.
Many issues.
I mean, how do you send somebody to prison for what? That don't even make no damn sense.
No, it's not somebody. How you saying a teacher?
A teacher.
When we already shot a teacher.
Yeah. How you send a teacher to prison? What the hell?
Because they're not paying a bill when they're underpaid.
Listen to this. It's like, say, me and you never grew up with a teacher who have license.
Yes.
Do they have license?
Oh, we turn out good. How do we?
What the backside is this?
I'm a scammer.
After me a scammer. Hey, Jesus Christ. How old Michael is? 185 years?
Yes.
The teacher, they never have no sense. They don't have no license.
Don't say that. They had sense.
That's what the people must say. They must say they teach. They should teach prison because they don't have no license. That is foolishness.
But more importantly, look what the minister, when the average take-home pay is $112,000 for a teacher, where do they find money in that for separate professional development pursuits? When you go to supermarket and it go back to what is happening now, we can probably take the next half an hour to talk about price increases. The price
Somebody comment.
Milk increase, butter increase. Remember that?
Yes.
Gas
gone up. And I tell you, every week the gas goes up. Every week the gas goes up. The last increase on Thursday was $4, over $4 per liter.
Okay, so I fill up my tank this week. It's $110 to fill up my tank.
I fill my tank and it's probably just a little bit shy of that. $14,000 something for fill the tank.
Unfair.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
You were just both ignoring me.
No, just hear you.
And then they talk. I wasn't talking.
So we can talk. But
any comments?
Yes. Paulette Chambers said good morning all. Bernadette said morning all. Bernadette said I'm following from Cuba.
Ooh.
Macy said good morning all. Macy said it's obvious that the government doesn't put emphasis on education. Philip said communication is key to success. Jesse said, I have all the respect for teachers. I give them all the respect for them and their hard work, and are paid way below their qualification. But as a nurse, you also have to recertification. I guess you mean recertification every 2 years, and you have to pay for it.
But you know, I got prison. Yeah, you know, I got prison. that the whole thing here is that you know I go to prison.
Yeah.
You can't practice, but you're not going to prison. Okay.
And also they don't tell you what the money that they're paying is going to be used to do.
Yeah.
Is it providing professional development sessions in particular spaces that they can attend to pay this and the fee will cover it? You know, people want to know things like that, especially against a background where the cost of living is intolerable.
You know, one somebody going at the money and take away all of the money.
Yeah. Paul said that's why so many teachers are leaving Jamaica.
Yep.
Sandra said, Leo, sorry to hear about your brother. We are praying for his speedy recovery. Oh, you mentioned something about your brother?
Yes, he just read a while ago that his brother sent him a text message to say him just go work and him just end up a hospital because his blood pressure too high and them have to carry go to hospital. Just while I go and read it.
Oh, sorry.
Certain people in a listen.
No, I really
wasn't there. She wasn't there.
My son doesn't have gym today, so he's, you know.
Okay. She babysitting too.
We know.
Sorry, Leo. I know that's why you need to calm down, Leo.
Yes.
Calm down. We don't want
Well,
to get that.
Next thing me hear said the more me get passionate, it help my heart and it help my brain. It help my brain.
I like that.
Yeah.
I
must hear my advice.
I'm not irritated at exercise.
Somebody why you drop down. Don't listen to them, Leo.
Oh, they pay your insurance policy.
Philip said, my grade 2 teacher did not go to college and everyone had to go through her.
Exactly. Jesus.
And look how Philip turned out bad.
Noreen said, did the teacher go to prison? Oh, no, not yet. It's still been worked on. It hasn't been implemented. Michael said, Jamaica will pay for double cross in Venezuela and it's all gift to Jamaica. Jude says they have no problem with sending ordinary citizens to prison. Remember the NIDS bill.
That too.
Conversation.
Why
almost finishing up. I'm gonna read no more news.
Why is everything jail? Why is everything jail for these lawmakers?
I feel like this added threat of jail, people will do what they want. But most people, you know, really deter people, right?
The NIDS was one of those things that they wanted the jail to. Yeah.
Well, I wish them go and get you with the NIDS thing because the minister in the budget said that him giving everybody $2,500 to open account. But when you give him that, you have to give him all the information what them need for the NIDS form. I hope people realize that. However, I want to point out that this $2,500 is really digital money that them giving you is the Aki money, is not real money. So people will have to sign up for the Jamdex something and get the digital money. You remember the digital currency transaction? So
I'm trying to trick you if you take one NIDS to take the NIDS.
No, they're not tricky for taking NIDS, and just simply will have other sources of data.
So by virtue of you taking that $2,500, you have to sign up with NIDS.
Well, you're going to have to provide certain information that will prove to be akin to the information that NIDS will need as well.
I see. I got you. You know, I'm going to change. I think we've been on this heart-rendering, this mind-boggling thing all morning. And when I raise up the blood pressure, my heart and everything I go. So I want to change the discussion. And I want to ask Diana this morning what it means when somebody say, Sefe.
Sefe, then no? Sefe if you're bad. Sefe if you're bad.
You don't know that. Bad. No. Anybody know what it means? When we say Sefe. Hello.
Hi.
Sefe,
how are you? Adrian.
Sefe.
I don't know what the word ought to be, but it's a term of daring you. Is a dare. I dare you to take something more.
It means I bet you. I bet you never do this. I bet you never do that. Remember, right one let actually Sefe is for bad people, bad girl and bad boy, okay?
What's the origin of the word sefe?
That's why I asked the question, because I have no clue. It means bet you. I bet you can't tip over the line. You draw the line.
So what is fe? Is fe F-E-R-F-A?
F-E. I don't know what it say. Fe. Say fe. I don't know what it means. That's a word. Say fe. Yeah, right? Me don't understand what I mean. But I know.
Let me tell you how I know what I mean. One time in primary school,
yeah.
Two people they argue. I want to say sefe. And the person goes sefe, one kick. Don't sefe when they tell us to sefe people.
Good story, Michelle. Make we ask any people. Anybody out there ever sefe and get a good beating? Or a good fight, Brooke?
So when a bad girl at school, because you hear the boy them use it, that girl use it. There are two things that girls do in a school when they're bad people. They draw one line in front of your fight or your quarrel, and they draw one line in front of them and say, I bet you never come across the line. Say fair, that kind of thing. And if the person step across the line, a big fight, big fight. Because
you're really daring me now and
yes, and I try to embarrass. Yes. And the other thing now, so I was talking to my editor the other day, and I had written in the book, you must and bone and blight and bleach. Ever hear that? Diana, don't look for me like that.
No, I know you must have bone and compeller.
Compel. Okay.
Compeller.
Okay. That's what she said. But we in a St. Mary say you must have bone and blight and bleach.
And blight and bleach.
Yeah.
Then what is blight and bleach?
Blight means you dry up before. Or bleach means you burn out, sun burn out.
All kind of bad weather.
Yes. You must and bone and blight and bleach.
What's about that blood? So who you have this conversation with? Why all of these things coming up?
Somebody in editor.
Editor.
And then the Jamaican terminology. So I've never heard Mosambone and blight and bleach. We always said Mosambone and compeller.
that she said. So what she did when we put the Mosambone and blight and bleach, she put in brackets. Mosambone and compel. That's what she put.
That's the translation.
Coming in. Sandra said, whoever gave you that advice, Leo, is a scammer. Daisy said, Leo is misinformed. Doreen said, sorry to hear about your brother, Leo. VM said, Leo, please practice some yoga.
Imagine Leo in a little like tight up leotards.
Donna said, do it. Come do it. Melissa said, challenge. Don't do that challenge. That challenge. Don't do the challenge. Donna says, Sefe. Macy said, you're also entertaining. Noreen said, example sentence, Patwa. Sefe, I will see what will happen to you. English. Say something to me if you dare, and you will see what is going to happen to you.
Say something.
She said she Googled it.
What? Is it in Google?
Yeah, it's on Google. Fefe, I dare you. VM said, Leo, come from some bush.
No, it's not a matter of bush. We have to bear in mind that different parishes use different
lingo.
Yes, some have different lingo, for them part are different.
You actually says compeller.
A bit of an interesting one.
You said compeller, right?
Yes.
She says compel.
Yes.
So what happened is that she's from Kingston. So the Stush people then says compel.
Yeah.
But the Bush people then say compeller because they misunderstand the compel thing.
No, and I think probably the Bush people are putting more emphasis to it. Is more, is compel is not, so it's more compel. Multiplicity of compel is compeller.
Oh my God, I'm crazy how man.
Some comments.
Yes.
But Good conduct.
Diana, you have the comments because I think Michelle last the comment then.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, no man should read them. She said, Noreen said, example. You read that? Sefe?
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Was there no comment on YouTube? Because we're not able, you know.
Let me go back, Fanny.
Oh, no, not able. Oh, and I spoke with Beverly. Beverly was here, Leo. I think she went back to the States today.
Beverly Frey.
Yes,
Lord.
Beverly Free. So me never catch up with her, but yesterday she stopped down at Murray's and buy jerk pork and festival and ice cream. I make me know.
Where's that? Where's Morris?
Murray's is down in Clarendon, just outside of Clarendon Park. They have a nice little setup and really smell good jerk pork when you're driving past there.
Oh, is that
And jerk chicken. They do chicken too.
Okay.
No, but PM says so. It is true. He is from the bush.
No, he's not from the bush. He's from a separate area of Jamaica. What is bush? There, everybody's place is their place. There's no bush.
I'll let Diane take up for me because
Yes, there's no bush. That is not fair to say. There's so much learning that he has by virtue of his community exposure that the people who think that them in town don't even have or know. You know, there are some fruits that him have down there that we don't even see it. Somebody showed me this black fruit and they say it tastes like black custard. It's almost like ice cream. And I never know we have this little small black fruit and when you cut it, it's like a black pudding. One didn't know, and Leo must have that down a film bush.
No, I didn't know.
Nobody don't know?
I don't know any pudding fruit.
You don't know it's like a pudding. Sometimes it's white and something, and I Google it and I forget what to bring it.
You must be talking about what them call one thing they call it locust.
And a locust. There are so many little fruits that are out in rural Jamaica that the people who cook up under the clock have no clue about. Never see, never eat, never taste.
Yeah, but a lot of those.
I just said me come from bush. I'm a prima and proper.
You don't know about that.
Me know about it, is my best friend. Black Sapote, Sapote is the name of it. Black Sapote. Anybody know about it?
I know about that.
The species of persimmon. They call it chocolate pudding fruit or sapote. It's a tropical fruit, common in Mexico and thing, but it's in Jamaica as well. Somebody bought it in the market the other day, and she quite enjoyed it. You cut it almost want to look like a star apple looking on the outside, and you cut it, and inside it has seeds as well, but it thicker, more custardy, like a custard apple kind of thing. Black Sapote, Sapote.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to introduce me to that. Which part of that, Moko? Which part of that?
No, this person found it in Portland.
Okay. Portland is interesting.
But it's near to you upon St. Mary's side, so I think you would have didn't know it.
No, I don't know that the one that.
Okay. Noreen, Leo, Noreen said, what parish is Leo from?
St. Mary, Rockabessa.
He come from the parish of Rockabessa.
But on the waterfront, right? There's somebody look for all of
people, no bush on the waterfront, okay?
No.
From the seafront.
Where Diana is from, there is no ocean look anywhere. Okay, you can't even see the lighthouse. You can't see nothing. So no.
Yeah, but where I come from, I have in my parish the Bullhead Mountains.
Okay, so that's actually
the Bullhead Mountains is a central point of Jamaica. You didn't know that?
Yes, I do. I was there.
You ever go Bullhead Mountain yet?
My birthday party 2 years ago was there. 3 years ago was right there in the Bullhead Mountain.
You too untrue from me never come.
Yeah, now you're not there for the birthday party.
Remember where you there. But Asburn Pinot come from there.
Yes. Bullhead Mountain, nice man. We used to go up and hike on a Ash Wednesday. Oh gosh.
I was in McNill.
Eh?
I was in McNill.
Jamaica.
The person named McNill.
But you nobody not hear me. I need a tour of Jamaica.
Or in McNill.
McNee, yes, McNee.
I need a tour of Jamaica.
All right, when you're coming to Jamaica? When you're coming to Jamaica?
Next week.
All
But
right. Next week is a full week for me. Which day you want? Leo, come Jamaica next week to know.
Leo, a big conference at New York in a
Go
year.
New York.
Or a week after.
Yeah, the 21st,
Education conference.
21st to the 25th.
Yeah,
Oh,
big
that see, I'm going in Florida.
Oh, is that right?
Mm.
You know,
Big-
Lena, you know why Beverly was down?
No.
Her mother, her grandmother was the oldest woman alive in 2017, 117 years old.
Oh,
Oh,
you mean
really?
that lady?
Busted
And
Trelawney?
so, yes, and so she
That's
went to
her
Trelawney. She went to Trelawney, Duanvale the other day to unveil
The bus.
this
The
monument.
monument.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
my, what nature was so we have to bring her.
And she never even send one picture come.
Yeah. She said
And she never even take picture make us share in such a noble thing. I hope she video it, because that
bring her up on the show and make her send the picture.
Yeah, make she talk to because it was a big thing.
tell her
Because they had
if you come tell
the minister was there. The minister, what's his name? Babsy Green.
Babsy was there.
Yes.
She was there. It was a big thing. It was a big thing. Oh, I could take a picture there.
Yes.
Saja says, Jessie said, yes, we had that very sweet in St. Elizabeth.
The supper too, yes.
Yeah. Sandra says, so you cannot say Leah is from Bush. Him come from the waterfront. Exactly. The waterfront. Why? Hopefully we can have piece of land still there. I need a waterfront. Donna said, eh?
Yes, me hear you, Michelle. I say, hoping still a piece of land if I have to go squat.
Yeah. And I think we're running out of time. It was fun. Well, everybody stopped silent, shock.
I
mean, today was so productive though, and I'm happy to have Leo. There were lots of things that we wanted to talk about. The colors in the new money, the fact that them catch up Eddie and Michael together. Some people have said they don't know where the $2,000 for because they can't get back change out of that now. So there's so much that we could have talked about, but I was happy to be back together. It's like we're back together again. Back together again. Yes. I enjoyed the dialogue this morning. There are serious things that we have addressed, but we've managed to take it in good and measured way. And look forward to Tuesday. And people just remember COVID's still a thing and keep safe.
Yeah.
Mish?
Okay, everybody. I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed everything that we discussed. Very informative. Love, like everybody input their opinion, and I love the viewers who are keep tuning in. And remember to continue tuning in. Tell your family and friends, tell everybody to tune in on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and Tuesdays at 9 p.m. we're on. And yes, as Dr. Diana said, COVID is still a thing. I know it's not in the media as much, but the numbers are rising again. So just even though they're relaxing measures, don't relax it for yourself. So take care of yourself, sanitize, wear your mask, social distance. If you can get the vaccine, go get the vaccine. They're available. And have a lovely rest of your day. And see you again Tuesday night.
Yes. And I think, is daylight saving time changing this week, Leo, or is it
Tomorrow?
Oh, so it's going to be 1 hour earlier for me now.
Yeah.
Right. So people in Jamaica who join the show Tuesday night, you have to join at 8 o'clock. Right. In Jamaica only.
I just want to remind people, well, not remind, but to let you know that, for the past 8 years, we've engaged Jamaica in a way with the JTA. We bring teachers from Jamaica to the United States to do professional development. So this activity that's coming up the 21st to the 25th.
Yeah, you sound so low again. Speak up.
We have 85 teachers that come from Jamaica on the 21st to the 25th, right? And them are come to New York and they will get over 30 different workshops, and they're gonna get tours of the different schools.
And how people participate and get selected for that?
You have to be special.
Oh, that does exclude me.
And what happened is the JTA make the choice of the persons who are coming. So they
Okay.
we provide the space, we provide the training, we provide the tours and all of that stuff, and they come and they enjoy for a week and then go back home.
Fabulous.
And so that we've been doing this for 8 years now. It's really been successful. And so we're looking forward to, we can't have anybody else there because, you know, it's maximum.
Michelle, see if you find a ticket for me there.
Other opportunities coming up, you know, we are going to be doing some things with the University of Minnesota. I hope to have some stuff with the Clinton Foundation. I make an announcement there. Hope to have something with FAU. We're talking to all of these people, and hopefully we'll get some opportunities for you guys.
That's perfect.
Okay. So that's it for me.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Take care.
Okay.